We are the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network. And I'm your host, the Captain, is what you can call me. Again, I have a real name too, but I'm actually considering throwing away my mortal name and becoming sort of an icon, like the old Batman movies just say, where Batman's, he doesn't want to be seen as a man, he wants to be seen as a symbol, because you can't kill a symbol. So maybe if I become the captain of the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network, all of a sudden I become a symbol and I'm no longer a man. That would be a crazy idealist way of thinking about it that the New World Order would promote, because again they like to think of themselves as gods amongst men, which I think is worse than just being a symbol. But again, I don't want to be any of that stuff. But I am the captain of the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network, and I'm the host of this news recap show, and this is our special report. I'm going over the most important aspect of the New World Order at the moment, which is their assault on barrier number 2, the Second Amendment. I call it barrier number 2 because it's a barrier. And again, if you've been following us, I always have to reiterate this stuff, but some people just watch certain videos, so sometimes I like to reiterate stuff from prior videos so that in case they miss those, they can pick up on the stuff and say, oh, maybe I should go watch that because he mentioned that in this one. So there you go. Basically what I'm going over now is the way in which they're assaulting the Second Amendment, the way they're going after barrier number 2. Barrier number 2 is under heavy fire. It's under heavy fire from executive gun bans, all this legislation, ATF rulemaking, all this stuff, demonization on the television, demonization in the news, so just on a full-fledged level. Now we're going to get into how also it's going to be stopped. And basically, and I'll get into it if I have time. Before I mention anything. So ever since then, since the San Diego thing, there have been shootings in the news daily, and it really started with the Aurora shooting, as I've mentioned before, or I may have not mentioned it, but I did a whole special report on that. And then it went to that NFL player did that shooting, and again, this is all part of an agenda, and why? Why are they going after the Second Amendment? Well, there's a couple of reasons why. Well, the main reason why, though, is in March, the Senate of the United States of America is going to vote on a UN agenda. It's the gun law, the UN gun ban. And basically what it would be is a worldwide ban on certain types of guns, so that all nations would have to follow under this rulemaking. And they're going to vote on this in March. So you understand now the timeline about why this is happening now. They have to acclimate the public to accept this world law. And again, it's just part of the New World Order, part of creating a global system where a few men wield the power over all the rest of the world. So that's the reason they're doing this. That's the reason they're going after the guns. There's another reason they're going after the guns, and that's because the economic collapse. The economy's already collapsed. We're living in a world based off fake money at the moment. It's based off total imagination, total tomfoolery. The money that you have is really worthless in your wallet or in your bank account. The real wealth in the world is physical things. Actually, the worldly wealth. Again, I think the real wealth is your spirit, your character, your intelligence, your knowledge. That's your real wealth. But the wealth in the material world is in physical objects. It's in clothes. It's in video games. It's in swords. It's in guns. It's in gold. It's in silver. It's in actual physical things. It's not in numbers and money. That's just the control apparatus. And again, it's all fake now. The economy's already collapsed. They just haven't told us yet. They haven't admitted to you that it's gone. The economy that we once knew is gone, and they haven't admitted it yet because they don't want us to have weapons when they admit it, because they know when they admit it, stores are going to shut down. They're not going to be able to buy food. You're not going to be able to buy gas. The world is going to shut down, and they don't want you to have weapons when it shuts down because people are going to go crazy. People are going to try to steal what they need and take what they want. And the New World Order doesn't want that. They want to have full control. They want to say, come to us, we'll give you protection, we'll give you the food, we'll give you the gas, you just have to live in our camps. You just have to do what you're told. You just have to do what we tell you to do. You just have to be our slave, and we'll let you eat, and we'll let you live in a house. And again, that is the essence of slavery. Since the economy's collapsed, they're eventually going to say, okay, well, the government will just take care of you, and you work for us. You work for us, and we'll give you food, and we'll give you clothing, and we'll give you shelter. And you work for us. There is a term for that. That is slavery. And that's what the government of the New World Order is trying to create. And that's why they don't want you to have guns, so that, first of all, you won't be able to stop it, and second of all, if the world does collapse, you won't be able to take care of yourself by being able to defend what you have from invaders, from raiders, from criminals. They don't want you to be able to protect yourself. They want to have the monopoly of the wealth, they want to have the monopoly of the food, the monopoly of the gas, and the monopoly of the power, the force, the guns, the ability of defense, security. So, sorry for the long pause there. It's just like a moment of silence. A moment of silence for barriers number 3 through 10, which were destroyed by the New World Order. A moment of silence. And a moment of silence for all the men who gave their lives to create such a form of government, such an ideal, such a law. A moment of silence for all of them as well. That's the real moment of silence. The other one was a satirical moment of silence that was really for the ancestors who gave their lives for freedom and liberty. And not just the American ancestors. This is for any ancestor in the whole world, whether you were a samurai in Japan trying to fight against the Tokugawa regime as it was destroying your way of life, or whether you were a Celt in the northern provinces of the Roman Empire trying to stand up to the Roman takeover of the British Isles. All of these guys, a moment of silence for all of them. So basically, I've gotten through most of the stuff I want to get through, and basically, since I have some time here, I think, let me do a time check. Let me get into this. The guy in California. I'm not going to have any links for this yet because it's breaking news, and again, we're a news recap. I go over old news, but this is breaking news, and it can sort of be tied into all this stuff. Now a lot of people want to say it's a hoax, it's a scam, it's a staged event. It's another one of these staged events. And it might be, there's always the possibility that it is, but it doesn't look like it is offhandedly. And usually I'm good at picking up on this stuff. Again, some people might watch this and say, "Oh, you're just doing that because that's what Alex Jones did. He doesn't believe it's a scam either." Right? It could be a scam. It wouldn't surprise me if it was part of the agenda, but it really just looks like a crazy guy got mad, and he really is obsessed with Obama and Biden, or at least he says he is, which doesn't fit in with the agenda. If it was really staged, he should write a manifest that says something like, I'm doing this because the government's trying to take the guns. I'm doing this because Barack Obama's bad. That's what you expect to read if it was a planned event. But it doesn't have any of that MOs. I really think this is just a guy upset with how corrupt the system has gotten. He's really a patriot that's uninformed. And that's the problem. He's like the Obama phone lady before she met Alex Jones and was able to start seeing the truth. It's that sort of thing. He saw the corruption and it drove him mad, and now he's just taking it out on the evil ones, on the guys he thinks are causing all this. And again, it's because he doesn't understand the real guys that are causing all this. And I just like it because it's throwing the system into craziness. The system's getting really freaked out by this one guy because he's not the type of guy you'd expect to do this. He's a supporter of the system, and he's going out and doing this type of stuff because he saw how corrupt the system really is from the inside. He's not the type of guy that the New World Order expected to fight back against them. But again, it shows you when people are presented with how evil and corrupt it really is and see firsthand, if they're not prepared for that, they will go crazy. And it does make you go crazy. If you can't understand it and wrap your mind around it, which is the reason you have to look into it. And again, if you really just want to focus on the videos I upload, that's a good way to at least acclimate yourself to understand the way the system of the New World Order works. So that being said, I guess that's pretty much it for this segment. In the next segment, I'll be getting into some more news about the Second Amendment. And as always, I want to remind everyone to stay safe, to stay strong, to stay free, and to stay informed. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next segment.